The new chapter of OPM has arrived, chapter 210. And after reading the last chapter, it is not at all what we thought it was. That is, we all thought that a girl has created a love triangle between Blast and Empty World. That's why there is such a fight between them. But this chapter changes the whole story, because we know through the past of Blast and Empty World that what is going on. So if you are interested, keep watching. The chapter begins with a port where Blast is watching someone's fight. And this fight was between Empty World and a monster. And in the middle of their conversation, we find out that this monster is a student of Empty World. I mean, he was a human being before, obviously, which looks something like this. It was shown to us in the cover page. But now he has become a monster, and he is trying to kill his master. And at some point, he overpowers Empty World so much that he almost kills him. But in the meantime, Blast breaks this monster's hand through his attack. And by taking advantage of this, Empty World separates him from his wrong side. And it was not even that the student had gone into berserk mode. That is, he was not conscious. He knows that this is his master. But still he was trying to kill him, because he had the same God's cue in his hand, through which God controls people, by giving them some portion of his power. Now, why does he take the blast in his hand after defeating this monster? And I still don't understand why God is not able to control Blast. And if you are thinking that Blast is wearing gloves, maybe that's why he is not able to control. Then no, you will find out in the next chapter that this is not the case. Anyway, Blast asks Empty World, "Who are you? And how are you so strong? Where did you come from?" On which Empty World asks from the front, "Who are you? And where are you roaming around with such a weird costume? And how did you get here?" On which Blast tells that he is tracking these cubes. And the people who have these cubes, he also tracks them, and that's why he got here. But Empty World was not paying attention to these things. His focus was on Blast's attack, through which he was able to damage that monster so badly, by which Empty World was getting scared to fight, and he realized that his attack was way too strong. On which Blast tells that he is a hero, and is working independently at this point of time. And through the narrator, we come to know that at this point of time, the Hero Association was not established. That is, the pro-hero work was not started. Now listening to this, Empty World is like, "Okay, I understood. You are weird. I understood." On which Blast says that I am a hero. Don't you understand? But leaving all this, Blast comes to the point of work and asks him that I just heard that this guy, that is, this monster was calling you master. So why is that? On which Empty World is quiet for a while. But what did he tell him? That he is a student in the same village where he is training a lot of ninjas. Yes, that village was already established. It is not that after controlling God, that village was created on Empty World. Empty World was already running that village as a leader, and a lot of people were training in that village. But shouldn't this thing be told to Empty World or not? That's what Empty World was thinking. But because he had to investigate what was going on here, how did his student become a monster? That's why Empty World tries to do emotional drama by saying that he was his beloved student, but because he suddenly became a monster, so Empty World had no other choice to kill him. And all this Empty World was saying while crying. And during this emotional drama, he asks Blast, "Tell me, Blast, who is this God who forced me to kill my student? Seriously, I will definitely take revenge from him." On which Blast tells the whole story. Who is this God? And what does he do here? What are these cubes? And how do people become monsters because of these cubes? And why is Blast collecting all these cubes? And after hearing this, Empty World goes on his journey with Blast. And after this, the scene shifts. In the middle of this journey, on a random night, where Blast was sleeping. And I don't know what Empty World was thinking. I don't know exactly, but I feel that Empty World didn't trust Blast because of his powers and because of his mysterious past. The person is not able to digest. How does Blast have so many powers? And how does he know about gods and cubes? So that's why he calls his sister. And how does his sister take the entry? Like a lightning bolt, hanging upside down. I didn't understand the physics of his clothes. If you all have understood, then tell me in the comments. Anyway, after this, Empty World gives a mission to his sister to get as close to Blast as possible and to investigate his entire background, because Empty World had understood that Blast is being helped by a guy named Sitch and a very genius scientist, which is 100% Buffalo. And the goal of this mission was that Empty World wanted to use his technology in his village. Empty Void also says that whoever comes in the way of your mission, put them in their place. On which Void's sister Roger says, she goes away from there. And she goes so close to Blast that she marries him and also has a child. And her child's name is Blue, that is, Blast's child. And let me tell you, I feel that Blast has no idea that the girl he married is Blast's sister. And as far as Empty Void is concerned, Empty Word was happy till the wedding that his sister is going close to Blast to get information. But when they have a child, Void was not happy, because he didn't even tell her to go so close. And on top of that, for so many years, Empty Word never understood Blast, because he always looked from the point of suspicion. And after all, what is Blast thinking to do quietly? What is his plan? He didn't understand. Now, what to make this guy understand? Blast is a simple guy, working like a hero. He doesn't have any such plan. But after a while, Blast's wife dies, fighting an avatar. Avatars come with the powers of God. With their help, they are called avatars. Now, Empty Word was not saying anything, but he was thinking while looking at his sister's grave. That Luna, his sister, who had changed her name to Maya, in front of Blast, what didn't she do? To investigate. And it didn't help Empty Word, but he didn't think at all that this would be the result of all this. But the most important thing for the guy was that Maya may have brought technology in her village, that is, in the same ninja village. But till date, he could not investigate anything about that scientist. And when she was very close to find out, that's when this incident happened. So that's why Empty Word is not able to digest the timing. And he is doubting Blast a lot. And he is getting a feeling from inside that Blast had found out about his little sister, that she is a spy. So as soon as he got the chance, he left her open in the battle, because of which she died. But again, Blast was a simple guy. He was crying after seeing his wife dead, because of which Empty Word again thinks, is he overthinking? The guy was very confused at this point of time, and he was consoling himself, thinking that nothing can be done. His sister was very weak, so this had to happen sometime. That's why he can't be sentimental, because of his sister's death, because she was a failure. He was consoling himself thinking this, but by looking at his face, you can understand how much pain he has on his sister's death. And not just us, Blast could have seen this. That's why he was saying to him, "What's going on? What do you mean? I should be worried about you." In the meantime, a scene happens. A statue collapses from above. A cube comes out of it, and that cube gets touched by Empty Word. Blast was trying to protect himself and Void, but his hand was left out and got touched by the cube. And as I told you earlier, it doesn't matter if you wear gloves, because at this point of time, Empty Word was wearing gloves. But still, he gets stuck in God's trap and sees his sister and student, who were talking about a mission, and now they are following that. What is that mission exactly? We will know that in the next chapter. But in the end, Saitama showed us. He was thinking while looking at the Sword of Void, that this sword won't be useful for cutting vegetables. What should we do with it? And it's not that small, that it can be taken here and there. And that's it. This chapter ends here. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.